everyone, this is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. I hope everything is going well with you. I wanted to plant my brassicas because it's beginning of fall. Well, feels like fall, right? It might be a false fall out here, but look, sweet potatoes are back. So we have to cut these back. This time I'm not gonna toss them. What I'm gonna do is harvest them and I'm gonna use them. I'm gonna make some greens out of it. So let's get this done so we can get the other stuff in the ground. Let's go. Before we do, I got a welcome surprise. Texas lilacs. They seeded themselves. So I could tell because I can smell them. I was like, that looks like a Texas lilac. I'm gonna plant these. So we'll plant this after we take care of the sweet potatoes, and then I'll do what we're gonna plant in there at a later time. But look, the sweet potatoes have overgrown again. So we're gonna cut those back. I just said that. And we're gonna harvest them and make something out of it. Okay? My bees over here. I don't know if they're my bees. You know, my bees have little pink toes. I'm just joking. Let's go ahead and cut this down. Whoa, whoa. Get, girl. Here you are, sweetie. Here you are. Flower for you. Flower for you, baby. Hey. Never mind, I'm gonna leave you alone. I was gonna put it in between her teeth, but I think she might get poisoned. Look at my little zinnia. I cut it down by accident. I'm gonna have to sort through that and make sure that I don't have any zinnias in there because I don't know. I don't know if this is poisonous or not. So we're gonna sort that out and we're gonna make something out of it, okay? Hello, my name is Jamaica. Will you be my friend? And please subscribe. Please. Let's go ahead and do what we gotta do. Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chicken and macaroni, chicken mahoney. Well, I have a lot of work to do. There are a lot of them here. Let me put them up on here because they're knocking on the plants. Ah! Yeah. They're knocking on the plants and they just picked up my moringa and flinged it all around. Let me move these, knocking off all my moringa leaves. So we have quite a pile here. And what you do is you cut the leaves off right there. These plants or these leaves, sweet potato leaves, taste like, or they're better, in my opinion, than spinach. Don't waste your leaves like I did the other day, but those were probably tough because they were around a while. These have just grown since we cut those back. Everything on that tarp. You remember when I cleared the tarp? Everything that is on that tarp has maybe been around a month and a half. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Or when you're gardening. I'm just going through each vine and cutting the leaves off. So what are we going to talk about today? I know what I want to talk about. Procrastination. Let's have a seat. All right, I got to make this manageable because I don't like a lot of stuff in front of me, but I'm going to try to make do so that I can sit down. And I got these here for my, man, I got so much to do. Did I just sit in some water? I sure did. I sat in a wet spot. And y'all see I'm cutting these off. So let me tell you about procrastination. Procrastination is like an illness. You sit in another spot. It's like an illness. If you let things go, anything, including doing what you need to do, it's only going to get more and more out of control. That goes for your life, for your health, and for your garden. Garden is life, right? I'm not saying that you should spend every waking moment in your garden, but however, I went to the grocery store again and had a very rude awakening. So, you all know that I went on vacation, right? When I got back, one of my freezers opened, the vertical one, and everything went bad in there. I had to throw everything out, and it was those huge garbage cans we have. They're about 5 gallons.
That would be a no.
Full,
They're about 55 gallons to 60. I am so upset.
That had to be over $1,000 worth of stuff. And I was upset with myself because I know better. I procrastinated, and the reason why I say I procrastinated is because I know how to can and preserve stuff. I didn't have to have a freezer full of stuff. Did not. But pay the piper if you don't do what you're supposed to do when you say you were going to do it. I started preserving some of it, but I never finished. The freezer was full, which is why it opened. Everything, all of the anything that I did not preserve or I froze from the garden and or purchased was gone. I couldn't eat it. I didn't know how long it had been. Some of it looked like it was still frozen, but I don't want to take the chance of ending up in the hospital because I ate some meat that was spoiled. And meat, you don't do that. I don't risk things like that. So just had to throw it out, throw it in the trash. And I was a little upset. Actually, I was more upset when I realized that it filled the garbage can. That's when I realized it was bad. Because I was like, oh, it's not so bad, it's just, a freezer full of, a deep freezer full of stuff. So, guess it wasn't meant, it was just a lesson learned. Procrastination. Throw your stuff, don't waste. Waste not, want not. You ever heard that? Don't wait. So, yeah, that's what happened. That is what happened to me, moi. A person that knows how to do stuff. I purposely learned how to can. Because I was not, I didn't know. The grid goes down here a lot. Sometimes, and it's happened less and less, since I guess there's people around here complaining. The lights will go out for like an hour or two, and then come back on. And I thought to myself, why didn't you use your skills? Why? Well, I'll tell you why. Canned food does not taste the same as fresh food. So what I'm going to do from now on is only buy fresh food then when I want fresh food, or enough for about a week, and the rest I'm going to preserve. I have things in the house that are in, because I have another freezer. I'll tell you what, I once told you why I have so many freezers. So my refrigerator broke down, and I bought a refrigerator / freezer because I didn't have a refrigerator. I had a deep freezer. And then after I purchased another refrigerator, I turned the knob and made the refrigerator / freezer out of another freezer. Because I bought, I think a half of a cow. People, we buy cows around. We buy, from the farmers, support the farmers around here. I bought half of a cow, and that's when I started filling up the freezer. And then it got, I found sales. Every time I find a sale, I buy whatever is on sale. And when I buy like 2 or 3 of them. Example, chicken was 99 cents a couple of weeks ago and now it's 129. Same chicken. Same brand. So when I see things like that, I try to stock up. But if I'm not going to preserve it, I am not going to let that happen to me again. That was way too much money. Way too much money. What do? Can't cry over spilt milk. You just learn your lesson. And I'm sitting in this on this wet bench. I got to start bringing a pad out here. You just learn your lesson and you try not to let it happen again. Man. So that's my story. This is my story. This is my song. Trying to get all this stuff done because I lost a lot of greens also. And then I was like, I have stuff out there that I need to harvest. Instead of letting, sometimes I toss this into the recycle, and I tried to give this to the chickens. They don't like it. I don't care. I like it. I like sweet potato slips. These leaves are delicious to me. After I cut these off, I'm going to soak them in some salt water to clean them up. They were sitting they're outside, right? Got dirt on them. It's like untangling hair. It's better than untangling hair, though. There's an easier way. I'm doing it the hard way. I usually bunch them up and try to get a whole bunch of them to get this thing done quickly. The vacation was nice, though, but it ended up costing me more than I wanted it to cost me. Maybe there was a reason why that happened. I don't know. I don't know what in the grand scheme of it all. So I'm cutting up my sweet potato slips. There are a lot of people who don't know they can eat these. As a matter of fact, I did not know you could eat these. Last year, I just learned this myself. I told you, the more you research stuff, the more you find out how much we actually have and how much we waste or throw away because we don't know. We don't know. I just found out about hostas. I had hostas at my mama's house. I grew up with hostas, and I just found out you could eat those too. Just found out. So, and I always check, because if you hear from one person, I told you this, trust but verify. You hear from one person, you say, okay, yeah, it's probably true. But before I do anything, I check like 4 or 5 sources to ensure I'm getting the right information. Here we go. Or getting, I'm getting information that's not going to cause me any harm. That's why I don't do a lot of videos on pressure canning. Because you do that wrong, well, you could end up with some serious digestive issues, to include, passing away. So I prefer for people. I always tell people to read the ball canning guide. What's going on with my chickens? They always making noise. They always complaining. Girl, quiet. She's just walking around. I see her, the little red hen. Ain't got no reason to complain. Then again, last time, let me tell you what happened recently. A lot has happened since I got back. Snake got in there and was in the process of eating one of the chicks when we got it. We took care of it. That snake won't be back. And it almost got away because and it was at nighttime when I went in there, and I came home because we went out, right? And the chickens are all outside of the coop. That's strange because chickens go home to roost at nighttime. They're all standing in the yard. So I go in there, I'm like, what's going on? And I see something curled up in the corner of the coop, looking at me. It was huge. It's a big snake. And I ran out of there. Some of them chicks they didn't know no better. They was walking up on the snake, and the snake got two of them. So when we got back in there with our shovels and our it looks like the vampire, vampires that come with picks and axes. So we came up there with a hoe and a shovel. Man, snakes can move fast. Fast. That joker was fast. We got it though. No thanks to me. Hold the light, Jamaica. Hold the light. I was okay. Let me tell you why. In my defense, I have an overhead. This is what saved me, by the way, because I went out there by myself. Because I didn't expect the snake to be in there, because I had dogs roving there, and normally in my mind, snakes don't go where dogs are. They can smell them. Well, apparently this snake didn't care. It said, "I want one of them tasty hens. Give me one of them hens." You could have actually, he got two of them, or she got two of them before their demise. But in my defense, I have an overhead light outside of the chicken coop so that I can see in there. I can see if somebody is messing around out there, because there are people taking people's birds. Believe it or not, people are taking people's birds. That is terrible. Anyway, I keep it there for that. Luckily, I turned the light on before we went out, and came home, and that's how I was able to see that something was amiss, awry, besides the chickens being in the yard. Because I was like, y'all need to get inside. What y'all still doing out here? And them chickens refused. They refused to go back in that coop. And I see the thing curled up. Luckily, as I said, the light saved me. Don't go into your chicken coop with no light. Don't go in there with a little flashlight. You get a decent light in there. And I'm going to show you, after I finish with these things, what my setup is out there to keep yourself safe. Keep lights on. I know it's expensive. Out here, but you don't have to use electricity in order to keep some type of light on, so you can see the wild animals and the ones that are on two legs. You can see danger before it happens. After that, I got scolded. Didn't you throw some snake away out? I was like, I haven't thrown snake away or mothballs out for quite a while, since I saw the last snake, because I figured I just didn't do it. I'm just going to say it. I didn't do it. And so I paid the price. After that, I threw some mothballs. There's mothballs all around here. Now, mothballs and snakeaways, they say that it will not stop non-venomous snakes. I'm just hoping they're wrong. That it'll stop all of them. I don't like snakes. And man, it was hard to dispose of that joker. It was fighting for its life. Some nerve, after it ate my chick, it extinguished two of my chicks. Two. And was eating one when we came in. We thought it was two. That's how big that joker was. Anyway, put a light out there in your garden, because that exposes the enemy. That's part of the curse, right? Adam and Eve, the snake at our heels. Yeah. I am not gonna let that make me afraid to do what I have to do with my chickens or with my garden. I'm just gonna have to pray about it, because I realized a long time ago that we can only control so much. There's only so much we can do. No one knows the day or the hour or the second that it's gonna be, you're gonna meet your maker. You just have to try to be a decent person so that you can meet the right one. You don't end up somewhere else you don't want to be. Oh, Lord. Here I am cutting all these things off. But yep, that joker ate two of my chicks. Chick feast. There's plenty of mice around here. He had to come in there. Everything loves chicken, by the way. He must have been eyeballing it. And that what made me think about that was this: the chickens, they were acting funny before we left to go and get something to eat. They were acting weird. So sometimes your animals will tell you. They will. They will tell you stuff. Then we got paranoid, right? So we come out of the coop after we disposed of the snaky poo and put it in a bag with the two poor little disposed of. And we saw something running across the yard. What was that? I was like, that thing had legs. Snakes don't have legs. Something's moving out there. I was like, okay, I got to get more light out here. I got just the like this area lit up. I need to get it out in the yard so I can see what's out there, because there are more than that running around here. There's more predators around here than I'd like to, than I feel comfortable with. They got to eat too, right? Just make sure they don't get me. And I don't want them to get my chickens, because chicken is a $1.29 a pound. It's like, and it got one of my heritage birds. My black astrolabe, one of them was gone. Not to say that one animal is more precious than the other, but shoot. That was one of the ones I wanted. One of the ones I purchased, not I hatch, by the way. I hatch chicken eggs. Yeah, that was one of the ones I bought. It was gone, poor thing. Probably, and it looked like it was far away from the thing. It looked like it said, "Hey, what are you doing to my friend?" And the snake got it. Coming to my parlor, said the spider to the fly. Damn. Rasher, frasher. Doggone snake. Oh, Lord. I couldn't believe it was still there, because we went inside. We had to get the stuff. It knew that I saw it. Well, no, it had to know, because it looked at me. Not for long, though, because I ran my butt up out of there, because I didn't have anything in my hand. Nothing. Came back though with a hoe, and he had a shovel. Oh, Lord! And then I forgot to tell you the story. So he hits it. The snake takes off and tries to leave the shed, right? The coop. And man, the light, the overhead light, the USB light that exposed it, the snake fell down. So I'm trying to get the light, and the snake is slithering away, and my mind is all confused. I'm trying to get the USB light, and he needs the flashlight. Hold it, I can't see where to go. It was a mess. Whew. I got it together though, just in time, because that thing was heading our way, or he said it was heading his way. I was right next to him. I was like, I can never be a partner in crime. I can never do anything wrong, because I get everybody caught. Nervous. We talk all this stuff, disposed of snakes before, but that was daylight. This was at night. It's a whole different story at night. I was like, well, if we don't go out there tonight, he'll probably get a couple more chicks. Mouth was open. I never seen them things can open their mouth real wide. Them chicks ain't that small. Them chicks are not that small. It was swallowing it up. That's what we thought it was too. Oh, God. Be careful. It's still around. Wintertime, they go dormant. They don't move that fast. They hibernate when it's cold. They don't move around as much. But right now, they're looking for food, for their hibernation. Oh my goodness. I thought I got a lot of them done, but every time I cut them, it's like they multiply. I'm not complaining though. I told you my freezer are open, right? And I have to start praying. Little things like that. Well, you know what they say? Anytime you see a snake and nothing happens to you, it's good luck. That's the saying. It's good luck. Not that you, and you know, some people feel like it's not good luck when they see them, but you didn't get bit. That is the good luck. You always see the bright side. My arms are getting tired, guys. My arms are getting tired. All right. And there are snakes everywhere. When I was upstate New York, I worked on a farm in the summertime, and I used to collect snakes because upstate New York, they're non-venomous. So I would pick up pallets and all that stuff looking for them jokers and grab them up. They would bite me too. I told you I was a weird kid. Apparently, I had more guts back then than I do now. Because I know that Texas has venomous snakes, and I'm not good at identifying. Well, with the exception of like obvious ones like rattlers and coral snakes. Those are obvious. But some of them, I remember I was where was I? I was in primary leadership development course, PLDC, and in Fort Knox, and we went out to the field, and this guy picked up a snake and was he thought it was a worm and was chasing this girl around. It was a baby snake, venomous baby snake, and they had given us, I forget which snake it was, but it was brown. And they had given us classes on these snakes and told us to watch out for them because they are going to be out there. Jake is going to be there. Jake is coming to the exercise also. Well, this guy started chasing this girl around, not me, another girl, chasing this girl around with what he thought was a worm. Somebody looked at that thing, that little tongue end came out. They said, man, drop that thing. That's a snake. That's a venomous snake. Problem is, well, he didn't get bit. You know what they say, God takes care of fool and babies. He dropped the snake, right? The thing is, baby snakes are more venomous, have more potency to their venom than the older ones. It's more dangerous. Look it up. Don't believe me. Check everything I say out. Don't mess with them damn things. Leave him alone. But he didn't know. He thought it was a worm. Another YouTuber, she had the same thing happen to her. She was dumping out one of her potted plants, and she thought it was a worm also. That was, you know, I looked at it because I watched another video and she was upset about it, and then I went back and I was like, what kind of snake was it? And I was like, oh, that's definitely a snake. That moved like a snake. You run across a snake, just them things move fast. Let me put it that way. Make sure you get out of its way as soon as possible. As soon as possible. I didn't realize they could slither that quick. That joker was on the move when we disposed of it, when we got it with the hoe and the first he got it with the shovel, and then I backed him up with the hoe. And it kept on moving. It wasn't easy to dispose of. It was not easy. That little one that I got out in the other garden was way easy. But this snake was way bigger. Way bigger. There's a hurricane coming again. This time it's not supposed to hit Texas. You never know though. God is in charge, not Mother Nature. God is in charge. And we can only sometimes just, if we have time, get out of his way. Get out of the way if you can. There's some people who try to fight with God and say, I'm going to stay right here. I ain't going nowhere, even though they were warned. And sometimes they end up being sorry. You can't win. I told you we ain't in charge. Whew. There have been some people who ask me how to cook these. You cook it like greens. You cook it like you would cook spinach. I use it, I put some seasoning in it, a little bit of seasoning, salt in it, and some garlic and some onions, and I stir fry it down. You don't have to do it that way. You could boil it. You can do whatever you want. Cook it like spinach or cook it like greens. Just make sure you getting sweet potato slips and not its sister. All right, I think I've done enough. Let me go and show you this USB thing that saved my life. It wasn't much money, just to have light that was already there, not a little flashlight, a light that stays on. It lasts about 3 days or 3 nights, I should say. I don't leave it on during the day. I'm gonna show you what it is. And I bought this on the Amazing, or you can get it anywhere. So your little USB light, excuse me, and a power pack, a little power pack. Let's go. So this is what we got. A bowl full of them. Let me take them in the house and then I'll show you what I did in the chicken coop. Okay, onto the lights. I'm gonna soak those in some salt water and then I'm gonna wash it about 2, 3, maybe 4 times till I get all that grit off of it. Let me show you the setup for the lights. It's real simple, and it could save your life, especially if you have poisonous snakes around you, like I do. Let's go under the net. All these protective measures and still a predator got in. Ain't there something? You can only do so much. And that's one of the chicks right there. See that? That's about the size of that joker got. Excuse me, lady. So let me turn this camera around. Let me show you my setup and what you can do to keep some light on outside without using electricity, because electricity is getting very high. You can use this in your house. As a matter of fact, I use it in my house also. You can light up especially during hurricane season. It's a little USB light, right? I'm sorry, girls. And here's a little power pack. See that? Little power pack, maybe $30. They usually go on sale for like $22. And I keep it under here because this thing, you don't want to get it wet. You hit this little button, right? And it'll tell you how much. It's at 0 right now. But it'll tell you how much, and then you just hit your little light on and off, and you can dim it, and you can go ahead and bring it up, and it lights up here. And I use it when I pull this door back so that I can see in the coop. Sometimes I have one in the coop. The snake was right there where that soap bar is, right where they hang out. So, times are getting tough, everybody. Y'all know that, right? I'm sure you know it. I know it now. I don't go to the grocery store a lot because I had a lot of stuff in the freezer, and I haven't had to shop. Not really. I mean, odds and ends. When I went to see how much it would cost to replace that stuff I lost, man, it's 4 times as much in some cases, especially with beef. I bought it 99 cents a pound, and now they're $129 a pound. There is a 15% increase in everything. And that's just chicken. So now I gotta wait for another sale to happen. And I'm just gonna have to eat canned food because all of the chicken is gone. All of it is gone. All of my beef is gone. Most of my pork is gone. A lot. I lost a lot. But live and learn, right? It may not be good to have a freezer. It may not be good to stock everything and put I don't put all my eggs in one basket because I got a lot of canned goods. But as I said, canned goods taste like they're canned, even if you jar them. Nobody tells you that. Canned goods are just that, canned goods. They don't taste the same, which is why I try to keep fresh stuff, because I don't necessarily like canned food all the time. I normally don't like canned food. That is emergency stuff. So I'll just have to wait for a sale. And of course, I got my garden right here, so I don't have to go and buy many vegetables. Although I did go and get a watermelon. I got some peaches because peach season for me is over. But I still have okra. Still have okra. Yep. See that? That's why it's good being a gardener. When disaster strikes, the ground takes care of itself. Still have okra around. And I still have other things growing, sweet potato slips. And is how I get my okra down. And I have a lot of stuff. I still have a lot of stuff. I just planted some more cucumbers because my cucumbers have died down. But, you know, all of the okra that was frozen, that I blanched, that y'all saw me blanch, gone. Was in that freezer. Yeah. That was my old faithful. I couldn't believe it. I was like, the devil is at work, man. Yeah, always at work. You think you got things all locked up? Mm-hmm. He'll teach you a lesson. So, this is why gardening is important. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. I thank you guys for being with me. I hope you all are growing your food and growing as much as you can, because we're gonna need it. This is Jamaica with Jamaica Life. I thank you guys for being with me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye, y'all.